This video will show you how to set up and use your weight belt. When you wear your weight belt, you always want to make sure the buckle is in your left hand when you're putting it on, and you want the buckle over the center of your body, just above your belly button, and it should wrap around your body at the most narrow point. It will be above your hips. You have it at the most narrow point so that it won't slide up and down. And you always have the buckle in your left hand so that you'll have a right hand release. When you wear your weight, you're going to want it evenly distributed on each side of your body and towards the front of your body to help you maintain good trim. To put on your weights, feed the belt through the first slot on the weight and slide it down towards the buckle. Wrap the belt around you so that it's in the position that you're going to be wearing it, at the narrowest part of your body and the buckle at the center, and slide the weight so that it's just above your hip bone. You'll have some space between the buckle and the weight. Now, hold on to the buckle so that it doesn't slide, and you're going to need to lock it into place. Slide the belt through the first slot on the slide lock and slide it down to the weight, which is still in the position that it was when you measured a few minutes ago. Now, slide the other end of the belt through the slide lock and the weight. Now the weight is locked in place. If you're using a slide lock, if you don't have a slide lock, that's okay. Just put a twist in the webbing of the belt and pass it through the other slot in the weight. Now the weight is locked in place. Now slide on all the other weights. You only need to lock the two that are going to be closest to the buckle. That's the first weight on and the last weight on. When you put on your weight belt, lean forward so the belt is straight across your back. You have the buckle in your left hand, pass the belt through, and get it as tight as you can. By having it on your back, it's less likely that you'll have it too low, and it'll be easier to tighten. Now I've got my weight belt on. Notice that the weight is evenly distributed on each side, and that the weight closest to the buckle on each side is locked. The belt that comes through the buckle goes straight through. Notice that the tail is just dangling. Don't tuck it into anything. It'll make it harder to ditch in an emergency. If this were my own weight belt, I would trim it so that it was just the right length. Notice that there's space between the first weight and the buckle so that this weight isn't forcing the buckle open. And notice that there's enough space on the right side that I can tighten the belt as I descend and my wetsuit compresses, and I can also easily open the buckle all the way to quickly release the weight belt. Also notice that the belt is fed through each slot on every weight. If the belt's fed through the buckle crooked, it's too easy for it to come undone. The weight is evenly distributed on each side. If you have an odd number of weights, distribute the weight as best as you can, but don't put a weight right where your tank will be resting Otherwise, that'll be very uncomfortable. If you put the weight belt on while you're standing upright instead of leaning over, the weights will cause the belt to sag, and you won't be able to get it as tight as you would if you were leaning over, and the belt will slide around. If your BC has a crotch strap, put your weight belt on last so that it's on top of any of your straps. If your BC doesn't have a crotch strap, put it on first thing after putting on your wetsuit.